Russell. There's the realm.
Hello.
Ahora sí. There we go.
Welcome all to Reform Nerd. So today we're going to be getting into a very now topic, if you will. Anderson brought it up last week. I was kind of like, I looked at some videos and I got to tell you, some of the stuff that I was able to see sounded kind of interesting. And we definitely do want to talk about Bussell Brand, which is who we're going to be talking about today. The reactions that people are having that used to follow him from Hollywood. That part is interesting. You may also be wondering why I called the gospel stupid, and we're going to be getting into that as well, because obviously we're Christians, so we don't think that is stupid. However, this is it. The title has nothing to do with what people are saying and a lot to do with what the Bible says about the gospel. So without further ado, my name is Manny, your host, and I got with me Andreesen, my co-host. Anything you want to say, my friend, before we start on your favorite actor, comedian, suave guy?
No, I just, this is Reform Nerd, a community where we can talk about video games, anime, all the nerd stuff, and then we always take a lens at it through the Bible, through Christian worldview. So if you are a fellow nerd, make sure to like and subscribe, share this video so that other nerds can join the community. And
we may be getting into some anime as well. We got a lot of hate from anime lovers, because apparently Jesus is not in anime. So actually,
I mean,
we
depends
get
which
hate from
anime.
both sides, Christians and non-Christians. And hello, I met.
Faithful I may. You gotta love her.
Yeah, number one fan, yo.
That's it. That's
Been here since day one. All right, so without further ado, we're gonna be getting into a couple of videos, and I want to talk about first our true one of the guys that we watch a lot here is What You Meme. He does a lot of good work.
Yes, he does.
So we're gonna watch a clip from him, and then also after that, we're gonna be getting into an actual clip that Russell Brand himself, Brandon.
See, for
Russell
me,
Brand.
I remember him. I forgot the name of the movie, but it's the movie.
Forgetting
where
Sarah Marshall, the best movie on the planet.
Never seen that movie. That's another one on my list. He did like a recent one where he was like a musician and he smoked like a Jeffrey, and P Diddy was in it, and they were like filling up on like carpeted walls.
I don't even know what
yeah.
that is.
I don't know why I saw that movie.
You worldly man, you.
Here we go.
So let's get into this video, and then the other one we're going to be looking at is actually his own response to some of the stuff that is actually happening. So a lot of interesting stuff going on here. Bam. Why is Russell's head cut off?
It's because of how you did it, I think. Get Him to Greek. That's the movie that I saw with him in it.
Which one's that?
Came out in 2010. That's where I first saw him, to be honest with you.
Your first love.
Yeah, he was there with the kid from Superbad.
Oh, got it. Great movie.
I haven't seen that movie either. That's another movie
snap.
on my list.
All right, so let's take a look at this video real quick.
Getting baptized, and a lot of his fans started to get uneasy. And when he released a new clip on Monday, people were even more upset because he said this.
Yesterday, I got baptized, and it was an incredible, profound experience. And many of you will have had your own experiences of baptism and will therefore know what I'm talking about. Many aspects of it were very intimate and personal. The truth is this: as a person that has in the past taken many, many substances and always been disappointed with their inability to deliver the kind of tranquility and peace and even transcendence I always felt I've been looking for, something occurred in the process of baptism that was incredible, overwhelming. I felt changed, transitioned. Now, of course, even though it's been less than 24 hours, in the interim period, I've already felt like sort of irritation. I've got 3 children, I've got a job, I've got challenges, I still live in the world, but I feel as if some new resource within me has switched on. This is new to me, and it's a joy to me. Those of you that have embraced me, I'm so grateful. I can't tell you how happy I feel and how relieved I feel. But as you know, if you know, my resources are coming from somewhere else and someone else now. Thank you so much for your support. Let's keep doing this together, or certainly I'm just going to do what I'm doing. I love you so much. I'm so grateful to be surrendered in Christ.
So this video didn't
What do you think about that?
It's amazing to hear him saying that. No, it's true, man. It's like, you know, when you see the type of movies he's been doing and stuff like that, and then just to see this whole 180, it's amazing. It truly is only God.
Yeah, I'm like your what do you call it? Skeptic. I hope that this is true, legit, because he's always been about like spirituality and looking for any, you know, from many paths and all that. No, but he's like really like, you know, he explores all religions and whatnot. And I truly hope that, you know, this was like a real coming to Christ moment. What do you think about how he talks about baptism and, you know, how he feels and all that?
I mean, it's been a while since I've been baptized, but it definitely... I haven't seen Despicable Me either. I'm just looking at the comment there. I haven't seen that movie either. It sounds a lot from what I can remember. I mean, it's been years since I've been baptized. But definitely... I was like 14, 15.
So
13 maybe.
Funny... Not a funny story, but when I got baptized...
Yeah.
Right? And I don't know if this was just because I opened my eyes or the water was kind of hot or what. But when I distinctly remember this, that when I was baptized, like I went into the water, like I literally saw like like a flashing light. I clearly remember this, like vividly, like a flashing light. And then I came, and then they pulled me out. And I don't know if that was because, I mean, I had my eyes closed.
Yeah.
And I was like holding onto my nose, but I remember that very distinctly. Was that, some spiritual thing, or was that like me, opening my eyes by mistake? I don't know.
Bro, you know me, man. I 100% believe that the spiritual is something we still fight and deal with.
You believe in the spiritual?
Oh, absolutely. Romans, was it Romans 12:9? Maybe. I have to double check that. Where it talks about, this battle is not with flesh and blood.
Oh, yeah.
Principalities and all that fun stuff. All that fun stuff. Yeah, man. So
you believe true conversion, or you're hopeful? What's
I haven't seen enough to say. I am hopeful that it's a true conversion.
I mean, the other clip that we're going to look at a little bit later, I mean, what he was saying was like, okay, maybe. Well, maybe could be legit.
So pause real quick.
But we'll see.
What determines somebody is a true convert? We have to clarify that first, right?
What determines?
Yeah, like
Jesus determines.
Is it because somebody are we supposed to see like I missed it? Are we supposed to see fruits? Is he supposed to be straight for like a year, 2 years, 5 years?
I think you gotta see. I think you gotta see some fruit at some level, 100%.
Yeah,
I don't believe in that nonsense. Like, oh yeah, you just gotta love Jesus, and somehow you got to know him, and you're the same. He didn't change you at all. Like I think that that's complete nonsense. I mean, any person in the Bible that you see that Jesus talked to, touched, was changed by Jesus, they changed their lives. They weren't perfect, but I mean, look at Peter, look at Paul, but there was a significant change. Yeah. Not that they were perfect, but there was a definite change.
Actually, I'm thinking of Ephesians when we see the armor of God. It talks about preparing to fight.
Yeah, you be on that armor, huh?
I mean, that's what I preached about this past Sunday. A little bit.
You're gonna be like Saint Seiya, start. No, wait. You probably remember Ronin Warriors because
I didn't watch Ronin Warriors. I remember Saint Seiya more because I started watching it.
But so what are your thoughts? You got something to add to what I said? Should there not be fruits? I mean, any pushback, Anderson?
There definitely should be fruits because we don't want to have a Kanye West situation happen. I mean, and again, I'm a big Kanye fan, right? When I saw he started repping Christ, I was like, yeah, of all people, we got Kanye. That's dope. And he lasted for all of about a year.
And now he's doing his own porn stuff.
Yeah, he's doing that. Well, he's calling himself God. Like he's saying, I am capital G God in interviews.
So what do you think is this whole, it's not a fad, right? Because God is not a fad.
Yes.
But there is something going on within the Hollywoods where all of these celebs at some way, shape, or form are, I don't want to say that they're being touched by Christ, but they are at least opening their hearts to consider Jesus.
So let me put on my conspiracy hat first.
Oh, is it the government? Is the government converting people?
No, I think people are just seeing the darkness that is out in Hollywood.
Oh, okay,
right?
Okay.
They're getting tired of being involved in all these Diddy parties.
Oh man,
no, but
I don't think we should laugh at that. But
I know it's bad, but they really are tired of seeing like all this darkness and stuff like that. And there's Christians in Hollywood, right? So let me paint this towards you. If you are a Christian and God is calling you to work in Hollywood and you are actually staying close and committed to God, do what he calls you to do.
Like the Reacher?
Huh?
The Reacher?
The Reacher?
The guy that's doing that show? He's like an open Christian.
Oh, yeah.
Breacher?
No, I think it is Reacher. Another show I haven't seen. But yeah, he's an open Christian. But there's Christians that are...
Because, what I watch on YouTube is Christian content.
Oh, okay. Okay. I mean, you seen what I watch. It's mainly car stuff. But Christian stuff and car stuff. But, we have Christians in the music industry. We have Christians in the movie industry and all these different areas. What we need to do as Christians is be more vocal and be more upfront about our faith, right? We don't have to be like Jesus 24/7s, but there's different opportunities where even in the way we act will reflect Christ.
You know, it's funny that you mentioned that because so many Christians today are cowards, and it's so sad to see that all of these, you know, new converts, people in Hollywood are just coming out professing Christ, and yet you have so many so-called, you know, Christians that have been in Christianity for years, and they're afraid to say that they're a Christian at work.
I mean, there's so many different things, right? Like, it depends on what you do at work. Like, if you're working for a company who...
What type of company or industry would you not be able to say that you're a Christian? I mean, is that even a justification? That's a real question.
I think it's going to depend, right? Because there are some companies that will
frown upon you for being a Christian.
Depending on who you have in management.
You can't do that, bro.
Well, again,
let me see that HR. Where's HR at? Where's my wife?
Yeah, but
you're
I think
in the chat, babe?
I think part of the problem is that we don't know how to defend ourselves, right? Like, and then you look at, for example, what's that in 2021 or what was it? The whole cake incident.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, like that was a big thing right there that a lot of people didn't necessarily know how to handle. And when you see this guy whose entire small business was shut down, like, regardless of what happened there, that could have been as simple as, well, I'm just gonna go somewhere else, but the goal was to destroy that man, and they ultimately achieved it, right? So,
I don't. Did you actually follow the story till?
I'd have to take a look. It's been such a long time. I
remember that it was like
they had to go to court.
There were a bunch of cases with cakes and you know, people wanting Christians to make cakes that.
But then you also got like the psycho Christians. Like, no, it's true, right? Because I think
title for one of those clips, psycho Christians.
I think we should be honest about Christianity. A lot of people also use it just to push on their own personal discrimination onto others. Yeah. Like, for example, there was a city clerk who didn't want to marry a same-sex couple. And, like, you're a city clerk. You're working for the government. Whether you like it or not, that is your job. Yeah, like, outside of the realm of religion, that's your job.
Yeah, I think at that point, you have to... Like, for example, if you're a photographer, right? Something a little bit more clear, like... As a Christian, why you you shouldn't be going out there and taking pictures of like half naked women, like, you know, either find another industry or choose better jobs.
Well, here's the other thing though, and this is a real hot take. This could be its own
sorry, before you go, it's kind of like, you know, you got these Christians like, oh no, well, they shouldn't make them. But like, dude, if it's in your job description, you signed up for the job. You're not a slave there. They're not keeping you there by force. Truly, if you are this convicted and there isn't anything that you can do within your role, your job, and if you want to stand up for your morals, then you got to go. And you got to find something else.
Well, here's part of the thing too. And this is a super hot take. We can even do our own podcast to go on this. But Christians don't like to pay.
¿Cómo así?
Like, if we try and make a Christian industry, they're the last ones to pay. So think about it, right?
I mean, we make some whack movies, though. You know?
Oh, no. I mean...
what was that movie that came out, like...
Which one?
It was, like, Good Girl something with, like, Ja Rule and, like, the girl from, like...
Ja Rule in a Christian movie?
Yeah. Somebody help me out there. It was a girl from the Cheetah Girls.
Oh, probably Israel Houghton's wife.
The Puerto Rican one. And they made a movie, like, and then I think it was Ja Rule. Yeah, I think it was Ja Rule that was in it.
Masi,
the movie was whack.
What's Israel Houghton's wife's name?
I think we also gotta bring up the level of where we're like. You can't just say, "Hey, I'm a Christian. I'm putting Christian content. Then everybody should buy my stuff." Like, no, man. You actually gotta be good. Like, you know, the stuff that the people, Angel Studios, are doing a lot of, even though it's like owned by, you know, but the content itself, like, you're promoting Christ, obviously. So.
Angel Studios, Pure Flix. We don't have a
Christian girl.
We don't have a sponsorship, but we would definitely love to. In case you guys are watching,
that is a movie we gotta watch on a Friday at church.
Oh, Lord.
teach teach some of these kids how not to be unequally yoked.
I know, but part of the problem though is right.
Bring
So we have that side of it where there's just some stuff that's whack, like pure honest. That's the case. But then you have the other side where there's a lot of good content out there, which is cheap, which is freaking cheap, bro. Like I'll give you a perfect example.
That kid thing.
Hip hop, Christian hip hop.
Yeah,
You know, like I always say, I've followed Lecrae for a long time. I started with him with after the music stopped. So we're talking like 2005, 2004, I want to say. And going all the way up to 2020, the majority that would purchase his music were kids in white churches. Yeah. Now, yes, there's a whole.
Well, clearly, most Christians back then were Caucasian, so I don't know.
Not so much that, right? I mean, yes, you got to look at, for example, the different areas that consume hip hop and the demographics within that, and the money wise and stuff like that. But at the same time, like, I just struggle. I know, I don't know where Andy Minio's at. I just struggle though when it comes to Christian hip hop with the fact that there's so many Christians that are so ready to promote worldly rap. Yeah. When there is good Christian content that is out there, but because people still think it's 1980s Gangsters Disciples, super old Christian rap group. If you guys ever heard, look them up. They think it's still that old style. And so they don't want to give it a chance. So like I have a beef with Christians that are like, oh, Christian hip hop's whack. I'm like, no, you're stupid. You obviously have not listened to anything in the last
clearly you're stupid
10, right? 15. No, but it's true, man. Like
if you're not listening to Christian rap, you're stupid.
Like I have a problem with you saying you're a Christian, right? But
you know what? In your next sermon, I want to hear 2 minutes of a rap. For you to drop it in there.
Only rap I have memorized is from.
No, you can play it. You can play it on your next.
I'll do it.
Your next preach.
No, but it's like I struggle with. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna rep Christ and all these different things, but I still got this music over here that is humiliating women, treating them as sex objects, all these different things.
You really shouldn't be listening to stuff like
that. But that's a lot of people who like hip hop and that are Christians. Yeah. They're
getting it.
They're real quick to bump Drake, Kendrick, Cole, but oh, let me show you this. I don't know about that, and I'm just like, man.
Yeah, let me show everybody this.
Super off tangent.
Yeah, I can't support you there because I'm not like a music lover like that. So, sorry. Talk to me about some sermons. I got you.
Or country. That's what you
or country. Even then, it's like I'll just top whatever. Like I'm not creating playlists like that. But let's look at this was 6 days ago, and here he talks about part of the reason why he was so gravitated towards Christianity. It touches a little bit on what you were talking about before your tangent there.
Other faiths as well. And I
Wrong one.
Do not feel anything other than speak for myself. And obviously, if you were asking me for my personal recommendation, I could only use my personal experience as the basis for a personal recommendation. But across the world, this seems to me like a time where a set of values not derived from the materialist culture are becoming increasingly relevant. When you look at that ghoulish gala that was the White House press correspondence dinner, it's pretty obvious that we are a rudderless society, damned and doomed. Obviously, I've been through a lot of things personally. I know you've been through a lot of things personally too. But for me, I've reached a point where the figure, the personage, the presence of Christ became overwhelming, unavoidable, welcome, necessary. Like, suffering is not fun, is it? You know what it is to suffer, right? You know what it is to lose people. You know what it is to be attacked. You know what it is to be persecuted. You know what it is to sometimes feel the actual presence of evil in your life. Where do you turn to? Where do you turn to in those moments? Well, a lot of people across the world are turning to religion. Were you struck by the stories about Bishop Marmari Emmanuel? He's returned to work after surviving stabbing. This is from Avi Yemeni. A little post on him returning and indeed still saying that he is against censorship. There's been some reports on me getting baptized. Now, obviously someone like me who's for a long time was associated with, I don't know, a decadent, hedonistic Hollywood lifestyle. Maybe a move like this. I mean, you tell me what you think about it. A lot of people maybe are surprised by it, think it is surprising. A lot of people, like David Icke, has said that, that he has some problem with me turning. Have a look. Candice Owens converts to Roman Catholicism, as has Ava Vladingerbrook and Jordan Peterson's wife, Tammy Peterson, who I know, and she's a lovely woman. While Russell Brand does the rosary. Indeed, I do. What the F is happening to the mainstream alternative media? Now, like, me, I've known about David Icke and known David Icke a long time, and I admire David Icke, and I can't wait to have another conversation with him specifically about this, because David Icke has contributed some important ideas and themes to the conversation of, well, whether you call it awakening or anti-establishment, whatever you call it, he's really participated, and he's the OG, is he? Maybe some of you might say, oh, well, what about Alan Watts or Terence McKenna?
So the reason why I wanted to share this clip and what strikes me about what he's saying, and it actually links back to what you were talking about, is that, it appears that he was just seeing so much darkness.
Yes.
He found no solace, no comfort in just believing, quote unquote, in this materialistic world, that all there is just this, right? That we're all here by chance, and there is really, if you take it to its logical conclusion, no rhyme or reason for you even to exist. When he was faced with all of this evil in this world, his only option was to turn to Christ, to the hope that comes with the gospel, to the hope that comes with Christianity, even though Christianity is attacked and God is attacked because there's so many quote unquote evil things happening in the world. I just find it also even ironic, because I'm sure he's probably attacked Christianity because of the evil that has been done in the name of Christianity. He found solace, comfort, and love in the personhood of Jesus Christ.
I mean, it's just the same cheap thing used all the time. Christians are bad because of oh my Lord, what's it called? With the Templar Knights, where they went off into like Middle Eastern territories and tried to take over and recapture Jerusalem. They always try and attribute Christianity still to things that happened, Thank you. Even the Crusades. They still try and attribute us to the Crusades.
I was like, even slavery, right?
Well,
Christianity was used to enslave.
I know. When people don't want to look at the context and seeing how people took the Bible out of context to try.
I mean, you preached on some of that too. So
it's just, I just appreciate if people would just be more honest and just say, I don't want to have something ruling me over. I respect that more than just trying to pinpoint all these different things. Like, I love watching Pastor Cliff in Connecticut when he has all that stuff and people just go up. Oh, I remember there was this one girl, a Caucasian girl, that is telling Cliff how the Western Europeans forced Christianity in Africa and all these different things. And this kid comes up. He's like,
he brings up like a kid
I'm
that's actually
Ethiopian.
from
yeah. He's like, I'm Ethiopian. And
Christianity was here before the white people came.
Exactly. Like, we introduced it to them.
So I don't know where you're getting your facts at. But I think Christianity today, I don't think people are even attacking Christianity at this point.
What do you mean?
What they attack, people aren't attacking Christianity, they're attacking a meme of Christianity. If that makes sense. Like,
I don't know, man.
The Christianity that people have in their minds that they love to fight against is just a caricature of what true Christianity is.
I guess so.
If people truly bothered to look into what being a Christian is, what Jesus calls us to do, right? They wouldn't feel the way that they feel about it, because instead all they have is headlines and they have little snippets that they see on YouTube, and that's what has formed their mentality around what Christianity is. It's like if I just saw a bunch of clips of you on YouTube and then I assumed I knew you and what you were about just because I saw a few clips of YouTube. And that's what most people are going off of. Now, the question is it selection bias, or are we as Christians not doing our job? Going out there, into the webs, sharing our thoughts with people.
Well, it depends, man, because some of these conversations really get to a point where it's not even worth arguing.
Oh, okay.
Right? Like I've definitely
See, that's why the caricature wins. It's not even worth arguing.
Well, it depends, right? Because, like, for example, there's this person that I've seen on social media, and they talk about how us as Christians are following the Bible incorrectly, how we need to follow the Torah, and all these different things. Pretty much going back to how it used to be. This person's not a Jew, at least from what I know, and yet on the same effect, they also go off and are cursing all the time on their page, always making a lot of stupid comments. So on one hand, they're dishing out judgment and saying that we're wrong and we don't follow the Bible correctly, but on the other hand, they're also breaking the same laws that they're supposedly pushing.
Where do we draw the line when it comes to engaging, right? Because
I think first we need to actually know what we're engaging. I think the problem with a lot of people these days is that we say we're a Christian and you ask them to give you the gospel and they don't give it.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, to be honest, I don't think it's, I don't know, maybe it is worth it getting into like an argument, through chat or on a page, but I mean, at least a conversation or a video or getting something out there. I think that we've gone too much on the other side, right?
Yeah.
Like if the conversation is uncomfortable or if it's gonna take more than 2 minutes for me to respond, then I would rather just like not even I'm not even gonna bother with it.
Yeah.
And I think that Christians have done this for so long that at this point we haven't been engaging in the conversation that happens online for so long that at this point all that people have is these caricatures. And it's not only until recently that we've seen more brave people getting out there and actually sharing their thoughts on what they truly believe, whether people like it or not.
But I think it's also tough too, because how far
is it tough?
How far can you get with somebody online? Like I don't know if you remember a couple months ago, I had a back and forth with somebody on one of our videos. Mm-hmm. And we were just going back and forth a bit, and they brought up what I thought were some honest points, because the other side of it too is there's no point in arguing with somebody that's not willing to have a conversation. Like I remember I was presenting somewhat of the gospel in college, and this guy came up, I have a Horus tatted all over himself, short Hispanic dude, and
wait, but college was a while from now for you.
Yeah, college. I mean, we're talking
about today.
But still, but it still applies though, because, for example, the conversation that I had with this person when I was, presenting the gospel, the good news to one of my classmates, he was not even trying to have it. He was just saying, I'm wrong, I'm stupid, this is all created. And so there was no space to even be able to, hey, well, this is what I know, this is what we have here. No, it was just extremely shut down. So in situations like that, sometimes it's not worth having the argument. But and it's on our job to gauge the person, see, all right, are you really going to listen, or is this just going to turn ugly?
Well, I think part of it too is the Christian apologetic side. That a lot of us are not equipped to be able to answer simple questions. Somebody comes up to you, well, I don't believe in Jesus because there's so much evil in the world. I don't think a righteous God would be able to do that. And most Christians are just like, well, Jesus loves you.
Exactly.
Yeah. If you don't want to go to hell, like,
well, that and Jesus is painted as a genie. Come to Jesus, your life will be significantly better.
I mean, or if another easy one that people go after is, well, there's slavery in the Bible and Jesus condones slavery. Like most Christians would be like, oh,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, like what do I say about that? You know what I mean? So yeah. I think now that I'm thinking about it, I think a good portion of it is not just only the engagement piece, but also not having the apologetic side to the point where you can actually explain your faith and be able to. Now, you don't have to be some sort of theologian, but if you go out there enough to evangelize, you're going to see that there's about 5 to 10 arguments that people have against God. And if you memorize those and you learn how to have a conversation about them, then you can easily at least fend for yourself.
Let me put it like this.
How are you going to put it? Jesus loves you.
Jesus loves you. Most Christians that I know are avid basketball players. And when I say stuff, or or when I say this, for example, that LeBron James will never compare to Michael Jordan, my opinion ever, there will be enough people to give 5 to 10 different reasons as to why LeBron is as good, if not better than Michael. They're ready. They're ready right there to go. But when it comes to even simple things, if somebody was to ask you, how do I become a Christian? What is the gospel? They cannot give that to you. So I think in Christianity, we have a serious problem.
So proud of that's a great point. Oh my God, give this man a pulpit. Oh no, we already did. You're preaching next time.
And yes, I still believe Jordan will forever be better than LeBron James. That's just me. And I'm not even that avid of a basketball watcher, but
let's see,
that's the
Chetty.
thing, man.
Chetty, what does Chetty say here? It says Christians do need to be able to explain your faith. More importantly, you should be able to properly live your faith and be a good ambassador for Christianity.
Yeah.
For sure. Where is it? I'm trying to remember the verse. So actually this thing is in 1st or 2nd Peter that he talks about that there's people gonna come, there are people gonna come, they're gonna persecute you, they're gonna be against you. However, he tells Christians to live righteously,
Yes,
so that by your actions they will be convicted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's tough for you to hate somebody that's being nice to you. It's tough. And even if you don't agree with them, if that person has nothing but love for you in the way that they speak to you, they never raise their voice, they're calmly talking to you, they're going to see that in your actions, not your words, your actions will convict them.
Yeah.
They may not come to Christ, but they're like, yo, like, maybe I went a little too overboard. Like, this dude is just being straight up, he's being nice to me. He's treating me with respect. And I think that Peter has a good point there, that, and Chetty as well, let your actions speak louder than your words in the way that you treat people, in the way that you carry yourselves, and the way that you engage, especially online. So
we like to be vindicated, Manny.
Yo, revenge can be pretty sweet at times.
Right? And that's the problem.
Not gonna lie.
I think us as Christians
should we seek revenge? Of course not.
I think us as Christians, we forget that vengeance is God's.
Yes.
And that we should be praying for enemies. And I'm speaking this as
you can pray that your enemies would fall and get hurt. Right?
Yeah, right. No.
Is that what you mean? Praying
I say this as the first one, man, where I still struggle with holding things, but it's coming to that realization.
No enemies in that saga.
I like how Chetty said it. Nice, but not a doormat for going morals. There is a line. Stand up and stand firm for what you believe.
Yeah, bro.
And that's what we need to show.
Do it like
kids
Jesus. Now. People gotta see the savage side of Jesus.
I always say, man, he flipped tables,
bro. Calling people whitewashed tombs, telling them that they're sons of the devil. I mean,
brood of vipers.
I mean, Jesus, like,
he went ham.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't fiphysically fight people, but
and don't forget, he was a carpenter. He probably could have laid some hands down too.
He used some fighting words.
Yeah. Yeah, but he flipped their money, which is worse to them.
Oh, dang!
Getting all the salesmen outside of the church.
He used a whip, bro. Una correa.
Dude,
came in with a belt.
Imagine how many churches Jesus would have to go through to get rid of all these false salesmen.
Yeah,
it'd be rough.
It's wild.
Not to say that there's. Not that I have a problem with people selling their books, right? You got to do what you got to do. I think that there is supplemental things that can help us with our walk. But
I think Chetty has a devotional book coming out soon.
Hey, man, that's what's up. But there's definitely some people that their book is pushed more than the gospel.
Yeah.
And that's a problem.
No, 100%. So what do you think? Bussell Brand.
I think
What do you think?
I'm going to hope for the best.
I mean, he did get baptized. Did Kanye get baptized?
I don't know. I was listening to a thing talking about Kanye and the church he went to as a kid. It was definitely like word of faith. Some weird stuff. But there
you go. Good first step. Good first step.
My biggest thing is just more of, let's watch, let's see what's happening. Yeah. Definitely the conversations he's having.
Pray for him.
Interesting. some people also need to go through a lot of different things. Like,
Yeah.
like I wouldn't be surprised if this guy did like ayahuasca and stuff like that too. Sometimes people.
Well, I
go
mean,
through
he's
that
known
stuff
for
and,
taking psychedelics of all sorts and
yeah.
seeking the supernatural through
Yeah.
chemicals.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's probably gonna have to go through some stuff. He already said it. He got baptized, and he still has to go through angst and difficulties. He has 3 kids.
Well,
So,
that's the beauty about it. Because I think that part of it is whoever evangelized to him gave him the truth for what it is. As Christians, we need to stop presenting that the world is going to get significantly better. That we have to stop thinking that happiness is the same thing as joy. Happiness is temporary. Joy is everlasting and eternal.
It is very happening. Happiness.
Exactly. That's what we need to take a look at. And so this whole like Jesus is gonna make your life better. Yes, but it's not by your will. Right? Like I look at it like this. I'm a big car nerd. If I get one of the millions of cars that I wanted to buy, I'll be happy for a moment. I'm not going to be joyful because then I'm going to get bored. I'm going to put wheels on it, want to lower it, make it faster, do all these different things. It's just a natural cycle. And
That's why
everything
Jesus
that
is not going to let you get any of those cars, bro.
I hope he at least lets me get one. At least one. Right? But
He doesn't want you to make them into idols.
Ooh, cars were an idol back in the day. But this is the thing that we're really facing. So when you tell somebody that Jesus is going to make you happy, that you're okay exactly how you are, that your desires are good, and he doesn't give it to you like already, like we're already a microwave society. Like I look at my son, when I don't put Danny Go on right when he wants it, he starts freaking out. I'm trying to train him to, have some patience. So, absolutely, I mean, our reward is in heaven, but we're so microwave that we need it right now. We need it instantly. If I'm about to lose my house because of all the bad decisions I make, God needs to come in and take it away from me. We as a society have gone so far away from learning from our mistakes and from the mistakes of others and learning from pain.
Yeah,
that
but God's going to
can
bless
give
you
it-
too, bro.
I mean, he is.
God
but
blessed his anointed.
He did.
Gave David a kingdom.
Exactly, but David was faithful first and foremost with
Gave
what
Solomon
God
all the
gave him.
riches in the world.
Yeah, but he got that from his dad, right? So like, we would be the Davids, and our boys are going to be the Solomons. But David still had a process he had to go through to grow and to love God, and out of that came all of the blessings.
Yeah, I think we got to make sure that we explore and analyze both sides, because I think you can get into this nihilistic mentality where I'm a Christian and I'm just meant to suffer. I mean, God says, Jesus said it himself, like if you as a parent of the, a worldly parent will take care of your kids, how much more will God? You know what I'm saying? So God definitely loves his children. He is going to bless us. It's not always going to be exactly what we want. But to be honest with you, man, like literally, you follow the teachings of Jesus and what the Bible teaches you, especially in the U.S., it is almost impossible for you to end up in a struggling situation where you are like homeless.
Yeah.
Like I think it was Ben Shapiro that said, you literally, if you work a minimum wage job or an average job making like $50K a year, do not have sex before marriage. You get married and you have kids within wedlock, meaning you're married and then you have children, you will end up in the middle class, statistically speaking. So the Bible teaches you to work hard. It teaches you to plan ahead. It teaches you to not be out there whoring around. It tells you to get married.
Don't get in debt.
I mean, all of these things are just like God knew what he was doing when he was building and putting out all of these teachings in the Bible. And I'm not saying that, you should just follow what the Bible says for that. Obviously, there's more to that, especially in the life of Jesus and his death and resurrection, but I just want to point out that the practicality of the Bible is also there.
Yeah. But
it covers all aspects of life, spiritual and otherwise.
Yeah. But again, it's just now the fact of something or someone telling us how we should live our lives and that we can't indulge in the things we want to indulge in. But going to the comments, right? Like, I agree with Chetty. Russell is a public figure, and we need to have grace with him. Hope and pray.
Have grace with everybody.
Yeah. Have grace, have grace with him, like how I have grace with George Jenko. That's my dude, still. No, but it's like, he's living his faith publicly. He's living his faith publicly, and all we can do is hope and pray, because at the end of the day, the same things that he's going to be judged with is what all of us are going to be judged with too.
Yep. 100%.
And I agree with Khan as well. The only thing Christians should be teaching and arguing with the world is the gospel of grace. Everything else is secondary.
Explain that.
What do you mean explain that?
The only thing Christians should be teaching and arguing with the world is the gospel of grace.
Well, when we look at the gospel of grace, right, that we're sinners, Jesus came to give us access back to the Father. So if we believe in Christ, if we repent from our sins, turn to the ways of Jesus, we'll have access back to the Father, not through works, but by faith.
But that's all?
That encompasses everything, though. Because,
Jesus says... Some people truly believe that you should just be talking about the legit gospel.
Well, so here's a good point that he brought right there, right? So telling someone that they're going to hell because they are gay will not get them saved. I agree with that. I agree with that, because what we really should be saying is...
Well, you got to add the other piece to it.
Exactly, right? Living in sin, period. It doesn't matter if you're gay or if you're a thief,
I think that
the case may be. Living outside the standards of God,
you wouldn't be able to see you wouldn't be able to see the truth of the gospel without you exposing the sin of the world.
Yeah, you need the bad news first before you give the good news.
Yeah, I think people that are just out there hell brimstone and don't really create an opportunity to speak to people, obviously at that point, what are you really doing? You're just leaving a bad impression. And they left there not wanting to talk to any more Christians, right? So
that, and they're also pushing maybe their own personal issues that they're dealing with onto others. That's a real thing, where people are reflecting the things that they're personally struggling with onto others as well, too.
No, 100%. But that is our topic for today. Before we close, Mr. Andreessen.
Yes.
Watching any good animes lately?
I was watching Spy X Family.
Is that any good?
It's actually really good. I mean, Masi, Rafi, tell him in the chat what you think about Spy X Family. The first episode started a little slow, but
I've seen it. I've seen which platform is it on?
We're watching it on Hulu right now. We're like 6 or 7 episodes in.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to follow up with her, because sometimes your judgment, my friend, it's a little.
Mike, I finally gave it a chance. I like it a lot.
Are you lying on live?
No, I like it.
Yo,
I like
you're like that. You're like that dude that I don't know if you guys have seen that clip. He's a basketball player, and they're asking him, "Oh, like what were you doing after you found out this and that?" He's like, "Yeah, I was out there with my kids in the practicing." And then his kid comes out from the side, like he's probably like 5. He's like, "No, we weren't." He was trying to make it seem like he was all up on top of his game, and his kids gave him out on it. That's what Michael just did. He's like, "No, you don't."
No, because Michael told me about this anime 2 years ago. So when my little guy started crawling, Michael told me about it, and I never gave it the time of day. And then
you know what?
My wife and I, we just finished watching Attack on Titan, so then we were looking for something else to watch, and that was there. I'm like, oh, let's give it a chance.
You know what's a good anime?
Where is that from?
But it's like a tearjerker. It's on Netflix. I'm forgetting the name of it. It's like a cute little kid. He's like an orphan.
Oh, it's not the kid that is able to go back in time and save the girl from dying.
No.
That was a
here it
great
is.
one.
Here it is. This.
Kotaro? No, I haven't seen that one. No.
Dude, this like makes you cry, like just tear up. I mean, if
Erased, bro, that one. Oof,
Erased was
that
good.
hits you
That was a
right
good
there,
anime.
man.
But this guy, I gotta make a few videos on this because it's actually a really good show.
Yeah.
But it's like super sad. It's just like if you want to feel depressed like that, you turn it on and watch it.
I've gone through that era.
Mike, don't watch it, bro. I mean, I to be honest, I liked it, but after a while, I'm like, all right, I'm tired of feeling bad for this kid because he's like, his parents, you don't really know where they are. He's like around and he's like doing all these things that make you feel like, oh man, like wish this kid.
Real quick, what's his creator's name? That made Spirited Away. He made like something Castle, Howl's Castle.
Spirited Away is demonic.
I haven't seen Spirited Away, but like Howl's Castle. Let me look that. That had to be one of the wackiest movies. Howl's Moving Castle.
Dude, it got a ton of awards. Like
this had to be one of the You know what Howl's Castle reminds me of?
So you were saying this critically acclaimed anime
was trash.
Was terrible.
Absolute trash. You know what watching Howl's Castle was like?
Christian Bale was in this movie.
I could care less. Watching Howl's Castle.
This white man. Man.
Who is that? Who is that?
I don't know, but he's white, so he's important.
Dude, watching Howl's Castle was like watching.
Look at this. 8.2 on IMDb.
Bro, that gets a 1 star. Dude, watching that was like reading the Bible out of context. The whole time I had no idea what was going on. The whole time.
Clearly you weren't paying attention. I mean, I
was paying attention. Bro, that movie, no. If you are thinking about watching Howl's Moving Castle, don't. Movie is trash.
I think that we're going to have a movie night and watch this and figure it out if you're right. Because, I don't know. Your taste sometimes it's a little sus, bro. It's a little like, you know what I mean? You like Fast and the Furious 20, and you're looking forward to all the family that's being made.
Listen, Fast and the Furious now has gotten a little overboard, but the first 4,
I was actually looking forward to watching this movie.
We have it on Blu-ray. We'll let you use it.
All right,
bro.
I'll check it out.
I didn't like it. I feel like the movie felt incomplete. There was way more that needed to be put in there.
I will say that this other, what's that movie? The Spirited Away.
Yeah.
It was. I felt when I was a kid, I found it kind of scary and creepy.
Really?
Yeah.
Pokemon. Ooh. Yeah, Spirited Away. I don't know.
Have you seen it?
No.
Oh, okay. That's weird, man. If you're like an anime watcher, like you would have at least at some point. Okay. I mean, Toonami played it several times.
All right.
Where have you been?
Stop. All right. So, guys, right? This is. I think we're past the point where I can say this and not get arrested. My anime, a lot of it consisted of downloading anime from like LimeWire and Napster and stuff like that.
I don't know. So, was your anime just like Naruto and Dragon Ball Z?
No,
was that it?
Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, Tenim Muyo. I love Tenim Muyo. That was a great series.
Really? Tenim Muyo is crap, bro.
You wild.
Get out of here.
You wild.
It's all like that harem.
No, because there's 3 different Tenim Muyos, and the one they put on Toonami.
None of them are like great.
The one they put on Toonami was not harem.
It was like meh. Like whatever. Like
Gundam.
What is?
Zoids.
Let me ask you this. What is the story of Tenim Muyo? What is the plot? Well, I bet you won't even be able to tell me what the plot is.
Dude, the plot is...
This is a stupid anime.
No, the plot is of this kid. He's part of this alien family, but they all moved down to Earth. And so, from what I can remember, because it's, we're talking like over 15 years now, this kid has like special like royal powers, and he has to work with the princess to be able to like to save the universe or some crap like that.
What is the plot?
Oh, this dude is developing his powers, and he just happens to do it around a bunch of beautiful women.
So what's the plot?
It's a classic, anime. The guy gets to save the whole universe.
I thought you said that it wasn't about a harem.
Well, no, there's 3 different versions, but there's always been girls around. But there's some version that are a little bit more fan service than others.
I'm just saying that, thinking back to Tenim
Yeah,
Muyo, there is no real plot. The plot is there's this one guy and all of these girls want him. And there's like there's like there's like some fighting going on here and there. Like,
I know the fighting was good. The fighting was good.
The entire plot is, hey, I'm this clueless guy. All of the girls like me.
Wait.
That's the plot. That's the plot.
Real quick, before I forget.
All right, before we leave,
Howl's Castle is like watching Gundam Wing. You have no idea what the hell is going on 90% of the time.
You know, Gundam Wing is like one of the biggest farces of my life, because like
The action's amazing.
no, it's like I remember looking at this anime as a kid, and I'm like, yo, like, because I remember it being so cool.
Yeah.
And I went back and I rewatched it,
I tried to too.
and it was just boring.
It missed a lot of context for you to.
It wasn't like super clear what was going on,
I saw a
and
video.
it was just like, eh.
I saw a video and they talk about how you need
My
to
childhood
watch.
there, like, it just broke.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whenever I think back, like, should I rewatch an anime? I always think back to Gundam Wing, and I would rather like live in a lie in my head that it was good.
G Gundam. G Gundam is definitely one of the best Gundams. G Gundam?
G Gundam is one of the most racist anime
Yes.
out there.
Shining finger, bro, all the way.
He's there. G Gundam was super racist. Gundam Seed, I think I remember it being okay.
Gundam Seed
I don't
was
know.
great.
There was a season.
No, Gundam
there was
Seed
a
was
season
great.
in Toonami and in Cartoon Network where like there were a ton of like mecha,
Zoids.
Zoids. There was like
Metabots.
there was like the chibi Gundam.
Oh, yeah.
At some point.
I love that.
Like,
That was so
those
dope.
were
That was so
like
dope.
they were just throwing them.
There's money in the
everywhere.
mecha
There
stuff,
was
bro.
like a period of like 2 years where it was just like mecha,
Yeah.
and people were like eating it up.
But no, that Initial D. I love Initial D. I'm a card guy,
It's
dude.
okay. It's okay.
Haikyuu, that's a great show. The volleyball anime, that's a great show. Masi was into that.
Oh, that's the kid with the orange hair, the little
Yeah,
guy.
that's a good show. Slam Dunk. I mean,
Slam Dunk is good.
I haven't seen it, but I've heard. Prince of Tennis was good.
Oh,
Prince of Tennis was great.
yeah. Slam Dunk is yeah.
Is that the sports version of
They go like
Food Wars?
No, they just go
Except
super.
not
They
perverted?
like go Super Saiyan in like every move. I gotta make a couple. It's like ridiculous.
I need to
It's
still-
funny though. That's a good move. That's a good anime to watch.
Yeah.
With people, so you can make fun of how like crazy and cringe anime can be. I mean, it's good though. Like, it was
Yeah.
entertaining, but it's just like, come on, dude. Like, you're literally just like dunking a ball. Like, there's no. Like, they're like opening doors to other realms to achieve like this new
Stop
technique,
it.
and it was it's pretty funny.
I still
Anyways,
need to watch Hajime no Ippo. That's another one too.
It is 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock.
wow.
We're cutting it. We're cutting you. Join us next time. Is the video gonna get cut? Gonna get deleted because I said we're cutting you.
All right, guys, like, share,
Yes.
subscribe,
Yes.
send this out. Let people see this. We have a contest going on for the first. What if we can get up to 5,000 subscribers?
Andy Song is gonna give somebody $500.
Listen, get it to 5K so we can select one person to win $500.
$500. So share it out. Share it out. All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining us, and as always, we want to remind you that
We must persevere.
Peace.
Nice.